Review! Oh, my name's Fox Rant. They name it Fox, and I finally got my computer back. Sweet. I actually still have to test it later on to see if the streaming and everything works fine. If that works all well, yeah, my computer is kind of fixed. There's still some issues in there, but we'll cross those bridges when I get to them. But I'm going to try testing streaming later on, but that's beside the point. But I want to do right now for my first review back, and also because it's the beginning of winter, Voltron, which I already did a mini review, which actually got a lot more views than I thought it would. Because that was just me literally on my phone just talking about the goddamn thing. I'm not sure that I'll go much into the review, but basically of my review of Voltron. I actually, since then, I went to Hot Topic and like they had like buy two, get one free, so I bought like Shiro, Allura, and then Haruko from LCL. Which I haven't seen that anime. I've really only seen the trailer for it. But the trailer, what is it? When stupid people are able to pull cool things off. I love the quote, but I can't remember it. But in any case, I wanted to talk about Voltron a little bit more. Basically, one, because the other one was just a quick review, and this is going to probably be somewhat quick. I want to keep the reviews a little bit tighter now. But, basically, Season 8. Which one, I'll say, I didn't hate Season 8. I think even my other review, you can see that I didn't technically hate Season 8. I kind of just hated the ending of Season 8. And not to say, like, it's not a bad ending, but it is kind of the point where, like, of course, there is a certain character who dies, which, if you don't know who it is, it's the second from the top. Like, a certain character dies, and it's sad. When Allura dies in this thing, it is sad. It's not as heart-wrenching as something else, because here's the thing. I could literally describe this show and equivalent it to Gurren Lagann, which, if you haven't seen Gurren Lagann, go see it. If you like this version of Voltron, go see Gurren Lagann. That show is about 1,000 times better than this. And mind you, I'm saying this as someone who does like this Voltron show. I do like this Voltron show. It is good. But if you want a really, really good show about giant robots who are trying to defend the universe and form together to fuse a giant robot and then just keep going bigger and bigger to the point to where the robot basically becomes a god who can warp space-time and has alternate timelines, go see Gurren Lagann. That is the one anime, that is my top tier favoriteest anime there is. My top manga is Shaman King. My top anime is Gurren Lagann. That is the show that is so good. It has tears. It has kind of the whole thing of family that's not technically your family. It has everything to do with, it has things where like, where this show stumbles is the balls, because in one point, a character does die in Gurren Lagann, and they stay dead. Mind you, they do kind of have a point where he does come back temporarily. I haven't seen the movie set, at least. I'm going to try to find it, but there is a scene where he does come back, but it's only kind of like a flashback, kind of a thing with multiverse. But it works, and it works for an emotional tie-in, and it works really well. This show and I'll say, like, the biggest problem with this show is, at least this season, because again, this season, because I just went off topic a little bit. This season's problem is, one, that one death. That one death is a big problem with it. And two, it is kind of like, certain characters shouldn't be alive right now, is what I'm trying to say. Shiro should have been dead in season 1. Again, very similar to Gurren Lagann, where a main character, who is kind of the leader of a group, dies. And, the only difference is in Gurren Lagann, they have the balls to keep him dead and to, expand on what does the team and everyone feel after this death. In this case, it's, oh, Shiro's dead. He's now the leader. Boop, boop, boop. 3 or 4 episodes later, Shiro's alive! Turns out it's a clone. But then boop, 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 turns out the actual Shiro's mind is stuck in a machine. And that now he's going to come back, and now we're going to put him back in this body. And I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking, at that point, I'm like, okay. Heck, at one point, they even straight up say in the freaking, in like the show itself, when like, the Voltron, and I promise I'll get back to the season. But in the show of Voltron, like when Koran is like signing them up for like all these things, and they basically throw on a Power Rangers stage show everywhere they go. Koran basically says that oh, we'll never kill you off, Shiro. You're our best character. You're a fan favorite, and that right there kind of solidified, at least for me, that like it's like, okay, no one here is gonna die. No one here is gonna die. This is a show where it's just like, okay, heroes win, bad guys lose. It is a classic, like, almost 90s, 80s show. It's, no one's really gonna die. They're gonna come back. The end. But they have the balls, again, to try to solidify, like, oh no, we're gonna kill someone off. We're gonna kill off Allura. Bullshit. Why? Because one, Shiro, if you wanted a good story and have a good impact and have it to where Keith has to form something to a hero, or form something to the leader of the group, you keep going where Shiro is dead. Shiro's dead. You don't have to make it where he disappears. He straight up is dead. He's dead, and maybe every so often we get flashback, or maybe his consciousness is in the black line for a little bit till like Keith learns to become a hero, and then he like passes on to the next world. Fine. Good. And heck, you could even have like if you still want to do the whole thing where Shiro's gay. It doesn't. It's cool. It's a cool thing. And again, balls for having two men kissing, because I think the world is more okay, I think, with two women kissing than two men kissing. I want to say, I don't know. But anyways, balls for having that, and it's cool. Okay, cool. Shiro finds true love. Great. Better way to do this, and a better way to do all this. If you want to go full Gurren Lagann, because this show wants to go Gurren Lagann, because, again, the endings are almost exactly the goddamn... Well, not exactly the same, but it is very similar. Because, again, Gurren Lagann, once you're dead, you are dead. And the thing is, they will wring the emotions out of you that they are dead, and then have, like, a beautiful moment with them, like, for a temporary time where they come back and give, like, the hugs or something like that. It's... Gurren Lagann is the show that made me cry the most. And this is just me talking about Gurren Lagann, but... Because, again, the rest of the season is good. The biggest problem is the Shiro and Allura stuff, at least for me. Because a better way to have done this was, if you wanted to keep it all, Shiro was actually gay all along. You could just have flashbacks to him with his boyfriend. Maybe he actually got married to the other guy. Who knows? The whole thing with Shiro having some kind of sickness is never brought up again. I don't believe. Allura dying... And because here's the thing. Here's the worst part of this. And I'm jumping all over, and I'm sorry about that. It's because now I can talk a little bit more, but here's the thing about this. The thing that sucks about Allura dying is not only because she's dead or whatnot, it's because Allura's dead after you brought Shiro back twice. That's already a kick in the nuts. 2, you have it to where Lance and Allura are actually connecting. They're actually getting together. They're actually kind of having a relationship. And then, like, it just feels kind of manipulative because then, oh, Allura dies. It's just like, really? And then the worst part of that is the ending bit where it's like, oh, Keith is not the leader of the Galra or whatnot. No, not the leader, but, like, he's helping with the Blade of Marmora, making them, like, a peace people and stuff like that, help out. Everyone's doing their own things and like slowly building up stuff as they grow older. Lance, Shiro gone and gets married and finds true love. Yay! And what happens to Lance? Oh, he lives on his farm and surrounds himself with things he loves. In other words, he dies alone. The fucker dies alone. You are going to straight up let Lance just die alone. Bullcrap. If you want a better way to end Season 8, if you want to end Season 8 better, have it to where Allura and Hagar, or Nerva, her name's Nerva. If Nerva and Allura are going to like die or whatnot, and like they're gonna sacrifice themselves, have Lance go with them. If you want to do something like that, have Lance go with Allura and have it to where they both die as heroes together. If you want to go that route. If you want to go the other route, have it to where, heck, you can still have the entire same kind of ending and everything, same thing happen. Only have where the year passes and like they have like where the lions all get up and like see the blue lion's eyes shining. Everyone's like, oh, the lions are awake or alive or whatever. And then have Allura step out of the lion. Have it to be like she just needed like. She only needed to be there for so ever long to fix the multiverse before coming back. Or something like that. Yeah, that might be corny, that might be dumb, but I honestly think it would be a better ending. Because again, you are basically straight up going to say, Shiro can live twice, but Allura can die. Like, just because. And then you're going to try to, like, it feels shitty. Because it's like, what is it? Jurassic World, whatever the second one was. Lost Kingdom? I think that's what it was called. That one sucks horribly, but it has a really good scene that is just like, okay, that's so manipulative. And it's the part with the Brontosaurus, like, dying in the smoke of fire as it slowly dies from lava. And it's like, oh my god! It's like, I wish I was in a better Jurassic Parks movie. And it feels kind of like that. It just feels manipulative. This just feels like these guys, it feels like the showrunners are just like, we need to have something big happen. And it just sucks. Like, if you want to have the full route, because, like, Lance doesn't look happy. Which, it makes sense. Yeah, that was apparently his true love. And I say that straight up because this man, again, dies alone. If like, everything is supposed to go like, oh, this is what happened to them, da-da-da, that the wholesome, trained, new Voltron paladins, these guys trained cooking, this da-da-da-da. If that's supposed to be like, okay, that's how their life turned out in the end, and they all lived happily ever after, Lance's literal story is that, no, Allura wasn't just like a fad. Allura wasn't just like, oh, I like you, girl. No. Allura was his true love. That was the woman that he would die for and live forever with and probably would do anything for. And like, I'm just thinking, like, you could have literally just had Allura going with Lance. You could have, like, you had that. So that means, in the end, with them saying that he just surrounded himself with beauty and his family and stuff like that, that literally just means Lance died alone sad. In his heart, because even when he like talks to kids like, oh yeah, Allura was a great princess, like that, he looks sad. He looks sad and stuff like that. Like, he doesn't look like someone who, like, you know, is kind of trying to move like past there or not. No, that was the love of his life, and he saw her die. And there's going to be a piece of him that will never come back. That is like, at least that's how I interpreted that. I don't know, maybe someone else will see it differently, but at least for me, that's how I read this. The rest of the season was good. I liked the stuff where Hagar basically turns the Alteans into war machines with these robots. I like that they had, like, the Super Voltron. I like that they had, like, again, Gurren Lagann type of fusion where it's just like, why did he fuse? I don't know. Spiral force, spiral energy, but and then they just start drilling into alternate universes. It's, yeah, like the ending season. Like, if they had more they could go with, or if Allura just came back in the end, I would give this season. I would say this season is way better, at least because then it's like, okay, yeah, like I'm fine with characters dying. I am. But for good reasons. The character who dies in Gurren Lagann, they use that death well. They use it well to elevate certain characters. There's literally a character who no one thinks can become the leader of this ragtag group of people, and he becomes a goddamn king. After this person dies and he grieves, he comes to terms with the death, and he uses that to grow stronger, to grow as a character, to basically not let that happen to anyone else, and to let that teaching of that character grow within him. And then like they have a scene where that character comes back to inspire him again. Like, what the hell are you doing? And just hits him over the head like, do you know who you are? And stuff like that. That's what Shiro should have been in this. Shiro should have died in season 1 or 2, whichever season was that he did die. He should have died then. Keith should have taken over, and they should have allowed that to continue onward. They should have had it to where Keith slowly had to come to grips and become a hero, or to become the leader that Voltron needed. You could have still had flashbacks with Shiro's, showing Keith and Shiro's past a bit more, showing Shiro with, this one. Heck, you could have it if you really want to go with the whole like gay thing. Have it where Shiro kind of adopts Keith. Have it to where Keith is kind of like an adopted son to Shiro and his boyfriend. You could have that shit. Shiro apparently is old enough. I don't know. Like, I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to go, like, oh, we're going to do, like, the, LGBT thing for certain things, great. That's awesome. You could have the whole thing. Keith is actually part of their family, kind of, in a sense. Hell, you could even kind of spike up the thing that, like, if you think that Keith is gay with Lance, because apparently one of the comics says that he was jealous at one point of Lance and Allura at one. Whatever, that's beside the point. I honestly want to see Keith with that half Galra girl with like the horns. Also, I want to see Hunk with the girl from the giant Balmera, the big rock monster girl. But that's beside the point. The season was all right. The ending was where it kind of dropped the ball. And I will say Samurai Jack kind of had... Samurai Jack and both this kind of have a similar ending where with like the loved ones dying. And again, both of them are very Gurren Lagann-esque. And both of them, their endings kind of fuck up everything else. Kind of fuck up a lot of other things. It's like, really? But, yeah, I've already ranted long enough. It's already been 20 minutes. I liked the season. I liked what they were doing with it. I love almost everything with Minerva, especially her going to alternate timeline. And like, she was there for a while. She was in that alternate timeline for a while where she traveled across space and time and all that stuff. But also there are some questions on that too. It's like, wait, so is this a timeline where Altea is still around, the Galra's home planet is still around, but also did Hagar still mess with the corruption or whatnot? The quintessence, did she still mess with that, or did she not? Because at least from how it looked like, I guess she probably did, because their son Lotor recognized that Minerva wasn't the Minerva of their timeline, and I think it's supposed to be because he's supposed to have like the quintessence when he was born, but I don't know. There's some questions there that's just like, wait, what? And yeah, it's just strange. It's just weird on that part. And like immediately, like everyone was like, "You're not," like as soon as Voltron lands, instead of being like, "He's coming after my wife," like Zarkon's just like, "You're not my wife. You brought this here, demon," or some shit like that. I'm like, and she didn't even show that she has magic powers yet. And I'm just like, man, Zarkon, you are a terrible husband. Yeah, the biggest problem is the stuff with Allura dying, and with Shiro, like, you could have had way more with Shiro being, like, that ghost of the past. Kind of like Zack in Final Fantasy Advent Children. Or, again, that certain character in Gurren Lagann. Stuff like that, you could have had that a lot more, but you fucked it up. And that sucks. Like, that does really suck. Shiro should have been dead a while ago. You could have taken the whole idea if you wanted to do... If the reason for Shiro being gay was as a statement, you could have taken it in a whole different thing where, like, Keith was raised by Shiro. And his gay... And his husband... Like, stuff like that. You could have actually literally done a little bit more and had, like, more of that connection for certain things. I don't know. The thing was fine. The season was fine. I did like it, but the ending was the biggest F you to the fans and everything. And again, like, what was the whole point of the Lance and Allura, like, love scenes? So like maybe if they had it like a season or two beforehand, maybe it would have worked better. But now it's just because, oh, now it's finally starting to blossom in this one season, the last season, and now we're gonna kill her off. It's just like, no, you set that up all wrong if that was the plan. You should have had at least last season where they were falling in love, and then next year. But beside the point, tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'm back. This is another video. Sorry if this is too long. Thanks for watching my videos, and see you later. This is the drill that will pierce the heavens!